Okay, because as far as volunteering, getting a place to function, because that's very important. Because right away, a person can associate your group with that place,
Definitely.
and that draws them in too when they have like you say, a definite place to meet. Right.
Right, and they find that they're looking for consistency, and they know, hey, I
Right.
can go to this safe place, or I can go where there's somebody who's going to talk to me, or somebody that's going to listen to what I
Right.
have to say. Because when I look at this society, it's so much different from when I was younger.
Oh,
Even
sure.
though, I went through a
Yeah.
lot of some of the same social ills that our young people are dealing with. I mean, the peer pressure that they have now, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
And I hear it every day, Miss Stevenson, it's hard.
Mm-hmm.
The drugs, the sex,
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Right.
just hard.
Yeah, because of the fact that the environment has changed totally. That they actually grow up and then they become victim of their environment too.
Right, right.
See, that's what happened. Okay, was transmittal? What about housing?
Transitional housing.
Transitional housing.
Now, that's a phase that we haven't entered into as of yet, but that's the vision.
Mm-hmm.
Because we're finding that within the District of Columbia, there's a shortage of housing for our youth. I know that there is the Sasha Bruce House, and that's the only youth shelter that I know of. And some of the young people that I've spoken with, they've told me horror stories about being in the adult housing programs or adult shelters.
Well, actually, what's the age bracket in that housing?
It's going to be transitional. So let's say it could be someone who's transitioning from, it could be a prison type of setting. It could be a Job Corps type of setting. So they could be as young as 18 or 19 going to age 24. And like programs like Job Corps, through the Department of Labor, they would actually fund the first or second month's rent for them until they get a job and get established. But there's definitely a need for transitional housing. And then within that transitional housing program, we're going to teach them life skills. We're going to teach them banking, how to save your money, how to clean up, hygiene, life skills that our young people are missing.
Right. So what the transitional housing now, that has to be funded, and you're looking for sponsors for that,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Transitional. I see that we want to emphasize that, the fact that maybe some cooperation, because you're a nonprofit organization.
Yes,
see,
sir.
you have to realize that too. So they would actually utilize that fact.
Yes.
So they can write it off at the end of the year.
Definitely.
See, those are things. But I think that Thurman Jones, he would probably give you a lot of information.
Really?
There. Yes,
Okay.
because he's dealing with that. With that type of thing, But this three, and this is a three-phase operation, And I just as far as the mission is concerned, catch them while they're young. When you say young, how young?
Little. Like I said, we started at daycare age, and to
You started daycare.
We started. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's a young lady that you will meet on Saturday, who's 16 now, and her life is phenomenal. When I look at her, I'm just in awe. When you plant those seeds in them at a young age, and she's going to tell you because she's a part on the program, how her life was formed and how she got off for a minute. She lost her, what did she say to me? Her leadership. She started to conform with her peers.
Right.
But then she remembered the foundation that she had received and what she had been taught. So when we talk about little people, I'm talking about elementary school, because young people are getting into really negative behavior in the elementary schools. I mean, I can sit here and I can tell you some stories that I've recently heard about this happening in our school system with our young people.
Right. I mean, I think that's all over the world. I was just foreign countries having the same problem too. Having the young people make adjustment to the world, and then the the world doesn't have time for the young people.
Right.
See, you know, they're moving right along because everything is a dollar. You know what I mean? For instance, if a youngster goes to college, my God, it's just like a house note. It's $40,000 a year in 4 years. You talking about almost $200,000 or more. You know, and that is the thing I think they really need as far as the political system to make it possible for young people to get an education, even
Yes.
even if it's at junior college for 2 years, get some kind of degree. You see what I mean? And not necessarily in the technology. It could be in the blue collar work too. You know, because as they pay good salaries.
Yes.
You know, like those plumbers and that's what a lot of youngsters they have that talent of working with their hands. You know, and so those are things too, because. You really don't want to paint a picture. Say you got to have a degree. You got to have a. Well, you don't, because some kids figure if they can't get a degree, then they finish.
Right, they can have a vocational skill.
They have vocational skills, and that's one thing that I think they need to, you know, start doing too, is bringing out the vocational skills of the young people. And it may be just like with Job Corps. It was a good example. A young man was a cook.
Yes.
And he, with Job Corps, he left there and got on one of those cruise lines and saved. In fact, they were on my show early.
Yes.
And he saved $40,000 one year because he had all his food, taken care of his housing, everything.
And that's what I'm saying. Our young people, they just need to be given some options. They need to
Right.
be guided and directed.
Right. Exactly. But economics is the thing that really keeps them down. You know, they figure they don't have the money, you know, but there's so many things they on-the-job training, especially in the skills that young people they could be an apprentice, plumber apprentice, different things like that.
Right, electrical wiring, painting.
Yeah, right. So what do you think about that?
I think that's excellent. I think that's excellent. But you were talking about other countries.
Yeah.
Some countries, you know, they look at children as second-class citizens.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the sex. I mean, you look at what's going on with the labor with these young people over in India and these other third world countries and how they're using the kids. It's just bad.
Right.
It really is.
That's it. It really is. But the problem that it always comes to economics, just like they don't want the political system. They want the youngsters to progress, but they don't want to put any money into organizations, the nonprofit organizations, where people like you are giving your time and efforts. A lot of other things could be involved with. They could bring you more money.
That's right.
But the idea is that you got to have that dedication, which you have. Working with kids, that's a tough job, because one of the things is that you have to work with that parent, and it's even worse.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
And because, you know, you can bring a child in, and just like your mission of your program, certain things, you know. But
I've had a parent that actually came to one of our meetings, and first she called on the phone and she said, I had to find out what type of program this was, because my son is just changing.
No,
she didn't believe it. She thought it wasn't real. And to this day, I mean, her and I are very close, because she, you know, couldn't understand what had her son so attracted, what had him so connected, and that's what we aim to do. And one of the most powerful tools that we use, Ed, is love. And when they know that we love them, and it's about, hey, you can do this thing.
Right.
You know, you don't have to be a product of your environment. You know, change your thinking, change your life.
Right.
You don't have to be in these four corners. You don't have to just live in this certain low-income area of the city.
Right.
You have to expand your horizons. Go different places. You can go anywhere you want in a book.
Right. Exactly.
You know? So we just try to pull on their potential and showing them who they are.
So what do you think that volunteers should be doing?
There's so much. I mean, if you're skilled in the area of administration, if you're skilled in the area if you're a vocalist, an actor, if you're good in motivational speaking,
right.
we need volunteers in every area. If you have a passion to help this generation of young people, whether it be females or males, if you're good with your hands as far as cleanliness, we just need to teach our young people life skills. So if you have any time, at the end of the show, we have our contact information displayed. So if you would contact Catch Them Young, we would greatly appreciate it.
So anyone involved with this type of program could contact you.
Yes, sir.
And name some of the things that you're looking for as far as the housing and all. Let's go back over that. We want to give those who have missed the first part of the program an idea what it's about.
Well, Catch Them Young is a program that was created to assist our young people in successfully making it through life so that they don't get caught up in the social ills that our young people are having to deal with. We find that a lot of our young people don't have the support from their families. And again,
now that's the key.
Yeah. And again, like I said, that's what causes them to go astray. A lot of
how do you bridge that gap? You know, that's tough because the child's in the middle.
Well, we step in and try to advocate for them if that's possible, to bring them closer. But if not, we have, again, volunteers that are there to talk with them, to take trips with them, just to encourage them.
But what about mentors? You can, a person can be a mentor.
Right, and our volunteers are mentors as well.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, and they spend that quality time. But again, it's really difficult in getting people that will really be committed.
Well, the Evolutionary Elders, that's another group by Dr. Eugene Williams. They are retired professionals, and they're trying to get with the young people to the point that they can become mentors. Now, he's a professor at, he retired from Howard University. His wife, he majored in English, and his wife majored in math. And she has an outstanding way of teaching youngsters math that hate math.
Really?
Yes. And that's another group that's out here trying to work with the young people.
See, you are full of information, Ed Brown.
Well, because this is something that we want to get together and form a union of programs that people are working on. There's so many programs that people are working on now.
Right, but if we pooled our resources, we'd be more effective.
That's basically what I'm trying to do.
Right.
Is pool the resources of what we got, you know.
Right.
So I'll tell you, this is fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. And you came up with this idea about impacting the world one child at a time.
Yes.
I think that's wonderful.
And what I would like
catch
to
them while they're young. You have a parting word?
Yes, what I would like to do, I foresee Catch Them Young as being nationwide. I foresee
having chapters throughout.
Yes.
Right.
Different franchises.
Right,
Catch Them Young,
right.
Where we're teaching our young people, we're teaching the parents mainly, so that they're equipped to deal with their children.
I think
talk to your young people.
That's the key.
Yes.
Getting the parent involved is the key.
Yes.
And you're doing a wonderful job. I want to congratulate you and your staff. And those two contacts with Thurman Jones and Eugene Williams, Dr. Eugene Williams, I think that you all are doing a wonderful job.
Well, I would love to have that information.
Okay. I want to thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Good work. And when you have something else, bring it to me.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. See you next time.